Miss Maggie Darlene Dolap, a member of the graduating class, will lead us in the singing of O Canada.
Strong and free, from far and wide, O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God, keep our land glorious and free. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
Please be seated. I declare the June 2006 Convocation assembled for the granting of degrees. Mr. President, members of the Board of Governors and Senate, faculty, honored guests, graduates, and friends. My name is Brant Louis, and I am the Chancellor of this university. This is our 41st annual Convocation, and we are delighted and honored to have in attendance today a number of distinguished guests on the platform and in the audience, including friends and colleagues of the university, representatives of our fellow educational institutions, the federal and provincial governments, and consular officials. A special welcome is given to Dr. Saida Rasool, Chair of our Board of Governors. Also, a special welcome is given to Mr. Jack McGee, President of the Justice Institute. I am pleased also to welcome our audience from around the world joining us via the internet. Welcome all. Mr. President, honored guests, graduates, family and friends, faculty and staff. It is my great honor and privilege to welcome you to Simon Fraser's 2006 Convocation ceremonies. Our 2006 graduation is the culmination of our 40th anniversary celebrations that began in September 2005, marking an important milestone for our university. But today marks an even more important milestone for you, our graduates. Today we come together to usher in an important beginning, a new journey made possible by the commitment of each and every one of you to your studies and to the achievement of your goals. Over the past 40 years, the commitment of SFU to excellence and innovative interdisciplinary and professional programs has been unwavering. Since it opened on September the 9th, 1965, with 2,500 students, this university has stayed true to the core philosophy on which it was built, that learning is a lifelong journey, one that is rich with discovery. As you look around today at your fellow students, your teachers, the faculty and staff, those people who have been on this leg of your journey with you, you can be proud of what you have discovered together. It has been said that the art of teaching is the art of assisting discovery. And yet, as any teacher knows, it is this that makes the art of teaching yet another path to learning. Learning never ends because it is never supposed to end. In fact, I believe we learn far more from the journey than we do from the destination. You all have plans, you have dreams, ambitions, and goals, and today marks the achievement of some goals and the beginning of a new journey, following new plans. As you face the future, you will leverage not only what you have learned, but what you have experienced. Fritz Perls said learning is the discovery that something is possible. And it is said that it is also the discovery that anything is possible, that our potential is often limited only by our imaginations. With the rate of innovation, invention, and change, who knows what you will encounter, and the future is not what it used to be. Think about it. 40 years ago, the first graduates of this university celebrated their new beginnings. They too looked towards a future with possibilities they couldn't even begin to imagine. In 1965, the first fuel injection engine for the cars was about to be invented. So was the handheld calculator and the barcode. The next decade of the 70s saw personal computers, MRIs, and the rollerblade. And when the 1980s hit, we had Microsoft Windows, digital cell phones, and Prozac. The world changed in the 90s with the World Wide Web and DVDs and the hydrogen fuel cell. Today, we have nanotechnology, virtual reality, and the MP3 digital storage device. And the only thing we know for sure is that there is more to come, and the ability to adapt and learn is vital to success. Where change used to take generations, it now takes moments. And if keeping up is this challenging, then leading the pack will take courage and determination. But I believe you are up to the exciting challenge and the potential of the next 40 years, because you have already demonstrated the values and priorities you will need. In choosing this university, you chose well, because you chose the kind of education that adapts with you, one based on the fundamental idea that we never stop learning. So congratulations on what you have achieved. We wish you well as you begin the next phase of your journey. You are our future. You are the philosophers, scientists, poets, and entrepreneurs that will help shape the next 40 years, well equipped with a solid foundation of knowledge. Use it well. In closing, I want to leave you with the words of Leonardo da Vinci. I have been impressed by the urgency of doing. Knowing is not enough. We must apply. Being willing is not enough. We must do. I am confident you are destined to do great things. Thank you. I now call upon the president of our university, Dr. Michael Stevenson.
Thank you, Mr. Chancellor, ladies and gentlemen. It is a pleasure to add my warm words of welcome to you on this glorious occasion in this magnificent setting. I'm delighted that so many friends and family have joined with us to celebrate the achievements of the graduating class. And together with you, I applaud their personal achievements, their discipline, hard work, and tenacity, which, in addition to their demonstrated intelligence, has enabled them to meet the standards of a university that imposes some of the highest academic standards in the world. Today's ceremony falls, as the Chancellor has said, in the midst of our 40th anniversary celebrations. Throughout this past academic year, we have been celebrating the unique legacy created at SFU over 40 years. Established amidst the political and social turmoil of the 1960s, the ethos of this university has been radically different from established institutions. Radical not in the sense of being left-wing, but in a commitment to fundamentals, notably to curriculum flexibility and choice for students, and to academic freedom in the academic community. A commitment to scholarly excellence through innovation and departures from tradition, and a commitment to openness and inclusion through the elimination of hierarchical divisions between faculty and students and the elimination of barriers between the university and the external community. In all these respects, SFU has been marked, in the words of our official statement of values and commitments, by the embrace of risk and bold initiative. Ladies and gentlemen of the graduating class, as you prepare to take your leave of SFU, I hope you will remember not only the personal struggles and achievements, the personal relationships and fulfillments that have marked your time here, but that you will remember also the unique character of this university at which you have been privileged to study and with which you will now continue to be associated, along with close to 90,000 other alumni of SFU. I hope you will take pride in SFU's commitment to excellence and innovation in scholarship, and in doing so that you will remember the many brilliant scholars with whom you have associated at SFU. In the Faculty of Arts and Social Sciences, no doubt many of them will come to mind. Perhaps you will remember the distinguished literary scholars and poets like George Bowering, who became Canada's first poet laureate while you were here, Roy Miki, who won the Governor-General's Award for Poetry and a prize for his history of the Japanese redress movement, and Robin Blazer, who this week received a national award for lifetime achievements in poetry. Perhaps you will remember distinguished social scientists like Marc Jacquard of the School of Resource and Environmental Management, whose book on the future of petrocarbon energy supplies won the Donner Prize for the best nonfiction published in Canada this year. Or Richard Lipsey of your faculty, Emeritus Professor of Economics, who this year won the Social Sciences and Humanities Research Council Gold Medal for lifetime contributions to scholarship. Or perhaps you will remember distinguished scientists like David Bailey, the Canada Research Chair in Microbiology, out of whose lab has emerged some of the leading research and many of the leading researchers in Canada, including SFU alumni Mark O'Mara, the director of the BC Genome Centre, Steve Jones, the director of bioinformatics at that centre, Anne Rose, this year appointed Dean of Graduate Studies at UBC, and Terry Snutch, whose patented discoveries in neurobiology resulted this year in the largest commercial investment in biotechnology in this country. Perhaps you will remember, even more clearly, the outstanding achievements of fellow students. Students like the Olympian gold medalist Daniel Agali, a graduate of SFU and now a graduate student in criminology, the Trudeau Fellow Amy Mundorf, a student in the Department of Archaeology, whose research involves the identification of the DNA remains of victims of disasters like the Asian tsunami and the terrorist attack of 9/11. Or Yang Hung Bing, a student in chemistry, who this year won the rare prize for the best thesis in science or engineering in Canada, a special mark of SFU's commitment to inclusion and accessibility because she is a foreign student, a special mark of our commitment to interdisciplinarity, because although she was a student in chemistry, her thesis won the prize in engineering, and a special mark of the excellence of our students, because this was the 6th year in succession that an SFU student has won this rare prize awarded the best research students in Canada. In addition to remembering with pride the standards of academic excellence established while you have been here, I hope you will also remember some of the bold new initiatives embraced at SFU most recently. The establishment of a new campus at Surrey represents a new commitment to inclusion by providing access to university to the communities south of the Fraser River, hitherto disadvantaged by the worst participation rate in higher education. That campus also marks a continuation of our commitment to innovation, with the creation of distinctive new programs like the School of Interactive Arts and Technology, which will produce research and training for the burgeoning new media and digital entertainment industries of British Columbia and Canada. The establishment of a new Faculty of Health Sciences illustrates our continued educational leadership and innovation, providing research and training in health promotion and preventive medicine. And at SFU's campus in downtown Vancouver, we opened last month the new Siegel Graduate School of Business in another beautifully restored heritage building in the heart of Vancouver's business community, with innovative new programs focused on the management of technology, global asset and wealth management, and corporate governance and risk management. These are merely examples of the ongoing commitment at SFU to inclusion, innovation, and bold initiatives which redefine the standards of excellence in higher education. However you have experienced this quest for excellence, and however you remember the high points of your time here, I hope you will continue throughout your careers ahead to reaffirm the commitments that you have learned at SFU. Question tradition and received wisdom. Respect difference and relish diversity. Seek excellence in whatever you do, not by imitating established models, but by embracing risk and bold initiative. Moderate your personal ambition and desire by a commitment to justice and welfare in your communities. Hold fast to these commitments, and I have no doubt that you will enjoy prosperity and fulfillment. And on behalf of all of us at SFU, my best wishes for your future success and happiness. Congratulations to you all. Mr. Chancellor, when an honorary degree is not being conferred at our convocation ceremonies, it is customary that we invite a member of the faculty to address convocation. On this occasion, Dr. Michael Fellman, who came to Simon Fraser University in 1969 to teach American history. In recent years, he has served as director of the Graduate Liberal Studies program. He is an author of 7 books on American history, a distinguished expert on the American Civil War, and all of his books concern issues of war in society. He is currently completing a book with the fascinating title, Twisting the Cross, Terrorism and the Formation of Modern America, to be published by Yale University Press. It is a pleasure now to call on our colleague, Dr. Michael Fellman, to give the convocation address. Dr. Fellman.
Thank you very much. This is an exciting moment for you and your loved ones, and for your teachers as well. This is a poignant moment as you are poised on the edge of unknown new worlds. Be proud of yourselves, and congratulations. My challenge today is how not to speak in platitudes, and of course, as I've been warned, to be brief. 3 weeks ago, I was walking down a narrow street in the perfect Baroque Sicilian town of Noto, built from the rubble of an earthquake in 1699, when I slipped and fell hard into a stone balustrade, opening a huge gash in my forehead and the bridge of my nose. My lovely wife called out for help, and at least 20 people rushed up with gauze and with concern. Soon, 2 policemen hustled us off at breakneck speed to the local hospital in their squad car, and within 2 more minutes, a young and, thank heavens, careful emergency room doctor was stitching me up. 8 here, 5 more here. And there was little paperwork. Italy is without health insurance and with totally free medicine for all, even for falling Canadians. Such experiences catch us up short. They make us realize that sometimes we must rely on the kindness of strangers. They make us also realize just how accidental life can be, just how much luck defines us, however hard we work at defending ourselves against contingency. A few centimeters lower down, a retired Dutch colonel in our hotel told me the next day, and I would have been dead, my nose driven up into my brain pan. This was not precisely comforting news, but it wasn't bad news because I was there to hear it. And all I have is a bit of a scar as a souvenir. In our guts, we all know about the random nature of much of life, the importance of things we cannot control. But of course, we should rejoice all the more in our times of good fortune. Here we are gathered to celebrate a commencement, after all, a time of transition from prolonged and difficult tasks completed into some sort of hopeful new livelihood. It is fitting that we should share our times of joy with one another as we do here, our hopes, and that secret trepidation as well. If we as faculty have constructed a liberal education with you, which I hope you have all had, you will have gone well beyond mere skill training and grade point accumulation and grown into sophisticated question making. You will have learned that there are no simple answers to complex problems, but only more and better ways to ask more nuanced questions about an indeterminate and unavoidably problematic world. On the personal level, at once emotional and intuitive as well as intellectual, you will have learned that none of us can ever get beyond internal uncertainties, tensions, and anxieties into some state of perpetual happiness. Though, of course, we keep on pitching and we cherish the good times. And you will have learned that the world is not always going to be champagne and oysters, but often blood, sweat, and tears. That the greatest challenges in life are how you deal with failure and how you deal with those moments of confrontation with fundamental moral issues. Though we come together, we are also, each of us, alone, necessarily forming our own moral judgments when we make difficult social and personal choices. Most of all in this context, I hope you will have learned better ways to sustain independence and to resist what I will generalize as tyranny. The attempt to control the ceaseless fluidity of life with absolutes that lend the impression that living can be made safe, secure, and without the necessity of accommodating to change. Some tyrants are internal, seemingly unending appetite for more and more and more material goods and experiences, money, status, power. Some tyrants are more external than that. The faith system or the leader who promises simple answers to resolve all of life's problems. The forces that sound fear-inducing calls to sacrifice freedom for security, a clear and present danger in Canada this very day. Or those who urge you to just accept their authority because they know more than you do, and implicitly have the power to punish you if you challenge their authority. And then there is the tyranny of the inner voice that tells you that really, perhaps you do not know what is best, and the smart thing to do is to submit rather than to question, at the least just to go along and not ask uncomfortable questions of them and of yourself. Much tyranny grows from simple acts of omission to stand up when you realize that power is being abused, where you are concerned, or much more importantly, when those with less capability to actualize their lives than you are dominated unjustly. Often, the language of tyranny is quite bland. Let's just do a cost-benefit analysis of the problem of insufficient resources and take a little bit more for people like ourselves at the expense of people unlike ourselves. Really, it's for their own good and the greater good of the greater number. Self-serving utilitarianism and bureaucratic manipulation are most often the hallmark tyrants in our society. Not jackboots, just domination by convenience. It is my proposition that a few times in every life one confronts abuses of power just like these, more often posited by well-intentioned experts than by snarling demagogues. and that the easiest thing to do is just not to notice, or if to notice, not to act. Fear is easily internalized, but it is not a necessary adaptation. Sometimes one needs to risk standing up and protesting, acting as best one can, not in the name of absolute truth, but in concern for others, often for strangers unlike ourselves. We must strive to connect our intellects with our intuitive human empathy. We must strive to cultivate the practice of justice. Those are the times when liberal education is truly tested. That is what I think a university education, in the final analysis, is all about. Best of luck to each one of you. May your lives have purpose as well as pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Fellman. Mr. Chancellor, ladies and gentlemen, the members of the graduating class will now be presented to the Chancellor. And as part of the ceremony, the Alumni Association will present a Simon Fraser University alumni pin to each of the graduates as they leave the stage. Alumni are, of course, very important to us, and we are pleased that this symbolic presentation will launch the new graduates in their new role as alumni of Simon Fraser University. I invite Ms. Shauna Sylvester, the 2004 Outstanding Alumni Award winner for service to the community, to bring greetings to the graduates at this time. Ms. Sylvester?
My name is Shauna Sylvester, and I am a very, very proud graduate of Simon Fraser University. On behalf of the Alumni Association, it's both my privilege and pleasure to congratulate you on your graduation. Today, as you begin your lives as members of the alumni community, you join a community of 89,000 SFU graduates worldwide. And as you cross the stage today, I'm going to present you with your alumni pin, and I hope you will wear it with pride and keep the spirit of SFU alive and well. And as you wear your alumni pin, I hope you will also think of how you connect with your alma mater and with your alumni fellows. Congratulations and welcome to the SFU Alumni Association.
Thank you, Ms. Sylvester. Just a few remarks before we get underway. Would you please refrain from applauding individual members of the graduating class until each group of degrees has been conferred, although this obviously is not to require that you deny yourselves the opportunity of any spontaneous outburst of enthusiasm. As a courtesy to others, would you please remain seated until the conclusion of the ceremony, and would the graduates please return to their seats following receipt of your degrees. The degrees in the Faculty of Arts and Social Sciences will now be conferred, and will the graduates please rise for their presentation to the Chancellor. Mr. Chancellor, I present to you these scholars who have fulfilled the statutory requirements laid down by the Senate of the University, and I request that you confer upon each one the degree for which he or she is now recommended.
By virtue of the authority vested in me and in the Senate of this university, I hereby admit you to your various and several degrees. Would the graduates please be seated?
Before presenting each of the graduates individually to the Chancellor, I am pleased to call upon Mr. Robert Barlow, a member of the graduating class, to address Convocation. Mr. Barlow?
Thank you. Like most of you, I've done a lot of growing up during my time here. The past few years have been an incredible journey of self-discovery, learning, and critical reflection. And I will treasure my experience at SFU and the friends that I've made along the way for the rest of my life. As a political science major, one of my main interests is in the idea of citizenship and the contribution that norms of citizenship make to the justice of society as a whole. Because education plays such an important role in contributing to the formation of such social norms, it seems only natural to me that I should use this time to reflect on the skills and values that our education in the arts and social sciences has helped to promote. Especially in the modern day, university is often thought of as a place where students are taught an employable skill set as a stepping stone to greater earning potential in real life. While the enticements of money and a career are undoubtedly a major reason for our years of hard work, I think that as students in the arts and social sciences, most of us would agree that we are not merely better earners as a result of our time on the Hill. Throughout our time at university, we've been continually confronted with new ideas that have challenged our preconceptions and led us to reconsider the attitudes and perspectives of our youth. Over the past few years, I've been forced to evaluate and reformulate my own opinions and beliefs on dozens of occasions. I can't count the number of times that I've held, or worse, shared, a deeply felt opinion on some issue, only to realize upon further reflection or discussion that I had failed to consider an important argument or perspective. I used to find these failures embarrassing. However, I now realize that there is no reason for me to be ashamed of such missteps. Each time that my flawed beliefs were challenged, the resulting shock would force my own views and attitudes in new and profitable directions. The reality is that this process of critical assessment and reassessment was not a passing phase or temporary stage on the way to enlightenment. In an uncertain world, it has become and must remain a way of life. Today, I view my undergraduate education as the beginning of a process of personal refinement that I hope will last a lifetime. None of us has all of the answers. It sounds so obvious, and yet I think that a major part of what we have learned as undergraduates is just how fallible our knowledge really is. As we have begun to ask deeper questions about the world, its infinite complexity has been revealed, and it is probably true that many of us are less certain of our beliefs now than we were at this journey's beginning. Thankfully, the critical process that we've undertaken time and again in our studies has equipped us to deal with this complexity. Experience has refined our ability to assess and adapt to new information, which will help us to wade through the uncertainty that is bound to reign as we enter the 21st century. In fact, I think that it is this critical awareness, this capacity for self-critical assessment and openness to questioning that may well be the greatest asset that we now have to offer society. The analytic disposition and critical thinking skills we have developed as a result of our experiences at SFU have equipped us to become better citizens. As democratic citizens, we have a right to free expression, and we expect that our views will be respected and given their due measure when we choose to speak out about what we think is fair or just. But along with such expectations comes an obligation to listen to and fairly consider the reasons of others. It goes without saying that one cannot expect to speak and be heard and yet refuse to listen. Our university experience has prepared us well to participate in this societal conversation. Our education has taught us the value of critical thought, and when put into practice, many of the crucial lessons we have learned here translate into virtues of democratic citizenship. The critical process has demanded a respect for the opinions of others and an openness to debate, and we will carry these values into our daily and political lives. If we are steadfast in upholding these values and live according to the lessons we have learned here, I'm convinced that through our actions and by our example, we can become instruments of positive social and political change. By encouraging mutual understanding at every turn and making efforts to achieve reasonable and mutually acceptable social and political solutions, we can make our society a more just place in which to live. I'm proud to graduate with all of you today, and I'm especially honored to do so on the 40th anniversary of this great place. Simon Fraser University has been very good to me, and as happy as I am to have achieved this goal, I'm sad to leave. In the few short years that I've been here, SFU has grown tremendously, and although it has achieved much in its first 40 years, I'm certain that the next 40 will surpass any expectations that Dr. Gordon Shrum could have had for this instant university when builders first broke ground in 1964. Thank you, and congratulations to us all.
Thank you, Mr. Barlow. Mr. Chancellor, the Associate Dean of Graduate Studies, Dr. Trudy Heft, will announce the names of the candidates for graduate degrees.
Mr. Chancellor, the recipient of the Dean of Graduate Studies Convocation Medal in the Faculty of Arts and Social Sciences is Magdalena Kazubowski-Houston. Dr. Kazubowski-Houston regrets she's not able to be present. Mr. Chancellor, I have the honor of presenting the candidates for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in the Faculty of Arts and Social Sciences. The candidates will be hooded by Dr. John Pierce, Dean of the Faculty of Arts and Social Sciences. Dr. James Delgado. Dr. Andrea Migone. Dr. Laura Stovall. Mr. Chancellor, I have the honor of presenting the candidates for the degree of Master of Arts in the Faculty of Arts and Social Sciences. Asia Ahmed. Elizabeth Byrne. Stephen Carley. Pei-Ching Chen. Wayne Crosby. Chelsea Dunk. Robert Fiedler. Susan Grove. Rosemary Hanna. Jonathan Kim. Mika Morgan. Sergio Pastrana. Sherry Poirier. Anastasia Salnikova. Blanca Salvatierra. Bonnie Schmidt. Samuel Wager. Paul Weaver. Mr. Chancellor, I have the honor of presenting the candidates for the degree of Master of Arts, Liberal Studies in the Faculty of Arts and Social Sciences. Clay Dixon. Shannon Hobson. Stephen Moore. Wendy Perry. Mariken van Nimwegen. Mr. Chancellor, I have the honor of presenting the candidates for the degree of Master of Publishing in the Faculty of Arts and Social Sciences. Megan Brand. Jessica Chen. Aivu Cheng. Sarah Dingle. Samuel Smith Esse. Catherine Sinclair. Heather Young.
Mr. Chancellor, the Dean of the Faculty of Arts and Social Sciences, Dr. John Pierce, will announce the names of the candidates for undergraduate degrees in his faculty.
Mr. Chancellor, the recipient of the Dean's Convocation Medal for undergraduate studies in the Faculty of Arts and Social Sciences is Diego Barras, who will receive his medal at tomorrow morning's ceremony. In this, the first of 3 ceremonies for Arts and Social Science BA graduands, we will be recognizing majors from 8 disciplines: anthropology, archaeology, French, geography, history, political science, sociology, and women's studies. Mr. Chancellor, I now have the honor of presenting the candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Arts in the Faculty of Arts and Social Sciences. Sonia Augustin. Zara Akbar. Jennifer Alsop. Mandy Alves. Wendy Alway. Catherine Amon. Amy Anderson. Crystal Arbor. Laurie Armstrong. Amandeep Baines. Rajin Baja. Robert Barlow. Jennifer Barry. Arthur Basiak. Richard Batista. Kia Lynn Tinheimer. Jason Beck. Heather Biermeister. Leanne Beemister. Julian Benedict. Laura Beresford. Jeet Angela Bola. Caroline Bileski. Jared Biskey. Danielle Blanchard. Whitney Barocco. Michelle Catherine Bouchard. Shanda Bowie. Edward Bowman. Ariel Boyd, Marta Bruce, Agnes Brigiak, Fiona Bui, Deandra Angelia Butte, Charles Butterworth IV, Whitney Byer, Rael Campbell, Sean Carlton, John Paul Severus Katungai, William Chack, Judith Chan, Sheila Chan, Gianni Chandra, Maureen Chang, Cindy Chen, Nicole Cherry, Alton Chung, Amanda Chung, Christine Chung, Simon Chu, Nadine Chow, Louis Chow, Ashley Christofferson, Gina Chung, Christopher Kloster, Aaron Koklo, Jasmine Crane, Allison Curry, Sebastian Daniels, Nicole Daniluk, Aaron Davidson, Jonathan Decker, Lindsay Dennis, Shazeen Danani, Sukhpreet Dillon, Daniela Di Plactio Alain, Michelle Dickey, Sarah Deneen, Keith Donaldson, Terrence Dong, Brian Doolin, Courtney Drury, Marcus Duarte, Blake Dunn, Susan Duxbury, Yasamin Edwards, Mark Edwin, Christopher England, Alejandro Pardo, Robin Ewing, Merrill Farmer, Ida Ferdinandi, Carla Filipponi, Natasha Finley, Jeremy Finkelman, Karen Fu, Michael Forsyth, Carly Foster, Natasha Fountain, Elisa Franceskinis. Graham Fraser. Christine French. Kay Frost Hunt. Andrea Frustashi. Ryan Fuller. Vivian Fung. William Gabriel. Kavita Ganda. Tyson Gansk. Katie Gattenby, Ryan Guyven. Christina Geary. Stella Georgilas. Stephen Gibson. Michelle Glenn. Mark Goddard. Linami Gondanez Avila. Roberto Goncalves. Sunshine Gottfredson. Elizabeth Orman Grayer. Martin Gregorian. Pam Graywall. Pavel Grigoriev. Liza Grotrian. Tia Guliamucci. Karen Gustard. Hella Hajibashiri. Amy Hammond. Ingdong Han. Elan Handelsman. Morgan Hargreaves. Alexa Harris. Allie Hayes. Colleen Heinrich. Aaron Colleen Hemans. John Henderson. Ryan Hernstedt. Nicole Hillard. Alexander Ho. Chantel Ho. Katie Hokolsky. Kimberly Hudson. Shane Hudson. Michelle Holubisky. Maggie Hahn. Rena Hood. Bagwant Hunjan. Dana Huff. Devin Hoyle. Grace Hui. Surinder Hundial. Ming Sang Hung. Neil Hurtubise. Brian Douglas Heinman. Katrina Ingliston. Kathleen Inglis, Margaret Ireland, Ryan Jack, Roma Ravina Jagor, Sean Philip Jang, Jennifer Jarvis, Judith Jays, Jiang Yu, Eleanor Osa, Rachel Jandro, Gwyneth Jones, Deborah Jordan, Angela Jorgensen, Baljit Judge, Sukdik Kela, Eva Kam, Sayaka Kambi, Kamaldeep Kambo, Monica Carroll, Mary Kelly Keatings, Susan Kehoe, Zakiya Kashani, Sean Brian George Kivalowski, Jamal Khan, Shanya Khan, Karvinder Kangura, Brianna Kirkham, Laura Colby, Elsiliki Klimos, Larissa Klogman, Nea Elizabeth Kohut, Hardeep Kandola, Gayan Kong, Marina LaSalle, Matt Lamb, Lynn Langeres, Mark Langham, Andy Waylock Lau, Tiffany Levine, Amy Lee, Deborah Lee, Gloria Lee, Samson Lee, Caroline Lefebvre, Candice Lear, Kyle Lemon, Marcella Lenger, Camilla Lesaway, Monique Ann Limoges, Sheila Lindsay, Danielle Lobelston, Angie Loaf, Stefan Lorimer, Karina Losito, Christine Loudon, Trina Ludu, Judith Ma, Tiffany McCrae, Hani Manhinsna, Alan Markovic, Jacqueline Martin, Aaron McCabe, Karen McCarty, Yumi McGee, Angela McIver, Douglas Mackay, Michael McKim, Ross McLaren, Lindsay McMahon, Sarah McQuaid, Mary Marassa, Tara Mikkel, Ian Meredith, Andrea Michelle, Krista Millhouse, Allegra Mills, Arbit Minehas, Manisha Minus, Erica Mitchkrich, Courtney Middlestadt, Corrine Moore, Megan Moreau, Owen Morgan, Lisa Moschlegel, Catherine Mulsky, Jason Murley, Anu Nandan, Kenneth Nash, Priscilla Nathan, James Naylor, Kevin Knifer, Cindy Eng, Candice Oy-Yin Eng, Laura Nielsen, Vladimir Nikic, Marisa Elizabeth Nobauer, Mangok Niol, Matthew O'Donnell, Gregory O'Keefe, Romina Evelyn Ortega, Amanda Palmer, Jennifer Palmer, Adam Pankratz, Sarah Parker, Angela Parmar, David Dias Pereira, Sally Pandon, Pepon, Renee Picard, Graham Pitches, Stephanie Powells, Deborah Prasad, Lucas Perm, Nicole Quigley, Serena Ram, Brownwyn Rees Thomas. Kelly Rifa. Karen Reed. Amos Resnick. James Rebear. Alicia Richards. Stephen Richardson. Candice Ryder. Kaylee Rideout. Morgan Ritchie. Lisa Roberts. Amanda Robertson. Patricia Rosa. Christine Roach. Megan Rosenmeyer. Jordan Rugg. Michal Ruhr. Stuart Russell. Saviva Safari. Lynn Safari. Baljit Sani. Javed Salami. Karanjit Samra. Amarjit Sandhu. Harpinder Sandhu. Shane Sanford. Amit Sankala. Sheena Sarava. Yasmin Sarafsada. Brian Sowers. Peter Scott. Aaron Seedhouse. Geeta Sidev Deol. Apinder Sekon. Tara Self. Jordan Sangera. Ada Sham. Ricardo Shaden. Rachel Shen. Shavinder Shergill. Alvin Shum. Manpreet Sidhu. Brianna Sivine Piper. Janine Simpson. Jason Sue. Eva Skrimoska. Tasha Susi. Nathan Speedy. Shannon Staples. Rosalind Stead. Francis Stembridge. Nisa Stenberg. Colleen Stevenson. Jennifer Stevenson Zerke. Christine Stewart. Jeffrey Stewart. Akiko Sugita, Gabriella Sasbo, Amelia Tam, Tiffany Tam, Preston Tan, Kenny Tang, Rob Taylor, Stephen Tetro, Jennifer Thompson, Shayla Thompson, Valerie Tiglau, Jennifer Till, Elvin Toes, Jennifer Toogood, Chandra Vernhoff, Sukhminder Virk, Sandra Volkenant, Sarat Volmiri, Joy Watson, Kelp Von Watson, Michael Watt, Chantel Wellman, Graham Wells, Mandy Wexler, David White, David Allen White, Dean Wilkies, Paul Wilkins, Allison Williams, Devin Williams, Jennifer Winning, Camille Wyszynski, Jessica Wolin, Alexis Wone, Jason Wong, Jolien Wong, Matthew Wong, Rosanna Wong, Karen Marie Woods, Leslie Wooldridge, Catherine Warboys, Dina Warden, Karen Wren, Mila May Yalung, Darren Yanko, Tristan Youngish, Michelle Yu, Jenny Yu, Agnieszka Jabslak Bajar, Mr. Chancellor, I have the honor of presenting the candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Fine Arts in the Faculty of Arts and Social Sciences. Charlene Agnew, Lee Antill, Thomas Billingsley, David Bridgen, Crystal Buzunis, Benjamin Carson, Nadine Charlson, Andrew Colo, Adriana Contreras Coriel, Evan Crow III, Crystal Jade Sampson Diaz, Darlene Janice Dolop, Lindsay Drummond, Corinne DeRoche, Catherine Graff, Crystal Fong Chuk Chow, Vera Ha, Anna Jung, Ian Jarvis, Kathy Lamb, Angus Lee, Irene Laughlin, Stanley Ma, Adrian Mark, Ashley McMullen, Aurora Marielle Niven, Mandeep Parmar, Daniel Pruger, Maria Sandner, May Sato, Samuel Scott, Ashley Slater, Simon Taylor, Ernie Way, Leah Wicks, and Nicola Williamson.
Mr. Chancellor, the Gordon M. Shrum Gold Medal is awarded each year to an outstanding student in any faculty who has completed the requirements for the bachelor's degree during the preceding summer, fall, or spring semester. The award is made to the student who has maintained a high scholastic standing during not fewer than 6 semesters at SFU, and who, by example, has shown outstanding qualities of character and unselfish devotion to Simon Fraser University. The medal is named after our founding Chancellor, Dr. Gordon Shrum, under whose leadership the university was built and who remained vigorously interested in its welfare. The recipient of the Gordon M. Shrum Gold Medal this year is Mr. David Brigden, and I ask him to join me. Like many of his fellow students, David Brigden believes that personal success is most often achieved by contributing to and sharing in the success of others. In the School for the Contemporary Arts, he brought energy and enthusiasm to everything he did, becoming the film area's student representative in his first year. A committed scholar and a gifted artist, he embraced key roles in an astonishing 18 student films, many of which have been screened at national and international festivals. He received the SFU Open Scholarship throughout his academic career and was a 6-time recipient of the School for the Contemporary Arts Service Award. In 2005, he was shortlisted for the Academy of Canadian Cinema and Television Student Apprenticeship in Cinematography. All this while actively volunteering and fundraising in the wider community and raising a family. David Brigden, we salute you and congratulate you. Will the graduating class please rise? I congratulate each of you on the completion of your degree, which is an impressive achievement, and I ask your friends and family to join me in congratulating the graduating class of June 2006. And now I invite you, the members of the graduating class, to reciprocate by applauding your family and friends, faculty and staff, all who have helped you achieve this goal. Thank you. Please be seated.
Ladies and gentlemen, this completes the formal awarding of degrees. Some candidates recommended by the Senate for degrees today are unable to be present, and their names have therefore not been read out. I now admit them to the appropriate degrees as shown on the program. I have several thank yous to express to all of you for joining us on such a beautiful afternoon, to the many volunteer staff and faculty members coordinated by the Student Services and Ceremonies and Events Offices who have worked together to run a smooth Convocation Day, and to members of our 4-time world champion Simon Fraser University Pipe Band for their special contribution to Convocation. They will perform after the ceremony in the square behind this platform. This brings to a close the formal part of this afternoon's Convocation. You are all invited to attend the reception to be held in the James Douglas Room behind the platform to your right following the ceremonies. Please rise and remain standing at your places until the platform party has recessed.